Welcome to this episode of Open China. And making the headlines recently in China was this university student who used all of his fee money to buy a gift for his classmates.
Pretty generous, but in today's news, it's not that outlandish, is it?
Not really, until he realised that the gift was something special, very special, called qiuku, or long johns.
Oh my God, so cozy in today's winter. In case you don't know what long johns are, then it's about time that you did. For those days when just one pair of trousers won't cut it, long johns are sure to lend your loins to warmer climes.
Qiuku is a northern Chinese term. It's generally considered that China sees itself in terms of northerners and southerners, much like the residents of Westeros.
Of course.
Yeah, and for the most part, southerners refer to their long johns as cotton pants, or chili cools, or mimo cools.
Yes, and for all the warmth it brings, the younger generation in China maintain the belief that these are pretty uncool.
Which is a major travesty, because on balance, they are anything but cool. They are the coziest invention since Leonardo da Vinci knitted mittens for his kittens.
He didn't.
This doesn't mean that they are anything but the domain of Asia's senior generations, and less so for our friends stateside or on the continent. Ironic given that Europe was indeed the originator of these over-underpants, as proudly donned by such fashion icons as Henry VIII and Louis XIV.
However, over time they became something of a home-only garment, restricted mainly in the role of pyjamas, something similar, right? No one is 100% sure, but some say that they are named after John Sullivan, a boxer who wore something similar in the ring. We all remember him, right?
Yeah, good old John. But that was 225 years ago, and others say the same name comes from long jambe, or which is French for long legs, but no one really knows. And it shall forever remain one of the great mysteries of the world. Now, I think it's safe to say that just looking at these pictures shows that the longevity of its fashion appeal, if indeed there ever was on borrowed time from the start.
Not true. It's not what you wear, it's how you wear it. Now, come on, take a look at these long john wearers and tell me that they're not cool. Come on.
All right. Regardless of their fashion appeal or status, long johns are an essential in the northern parts of China, where going without them during the winter has serious consequences.
That's not to say our friends in the southern half of China are safe. Yes, the winters in the north may dip to temperatures of -30 or even 40, but due to the dryness of the weather there, it doesn't have the same effect as the humid cold of the south does, where just -10 is horrendous.
So in the south, there's typically no central heating. People use their air conditioning, unless the sun's out. But one might often hear someone say something along the lines of, "Gosh darn, Henry, it's really rather freezing here. Should we take a walk?"
I can't imagine a northerner saying that, I've got to be honest.
Yeah, and there's another commonly held belief that northerners rely on heating, whereas southerners rely on body heat.
AC just doesn't have the same effect as real heating, I can tell you, and it also really dries out the room.
Yeah, it sucks that moisture out.
That explains why southern homeware fashions are so padded, I guess. Of course, northerners are not so confined, so they get to don such adorable fashion gems as this.
And if it gets too hot at home, then shorts and a t-shirt are always an option.
True.
Southerners are no stranger to the electric blanket and a good old thick woolen blanket. You can keep a hot water bottle well within reach, and some of these are microwavable, or they can be charged like in just under 20 minutes.
Cool.
Very useful. Now, for students in the south of China, it's also important to keep those digits in the temperate zones. Not picking your nose, but they do have that bonus.
Because China is so utterly enormous, it has Arctic regions, the subtropics, the tropics, and even sits on the equator at some points, as well as high altitude areas such as Qinghai Plateau, which means a huge variation in temperatures all around the country.
Yes, and all around the year as well. Now, not only that, there's a National Geographic dividing line which runs right across China from the Qinling Mountains and the Huaihe River, and it you could say it separates the rice paddies from the wheat fields, more or less, mountains from river basins, and the deserts from the tropics. To the north lies northern China, and to the south lies southern China.
Yeah, that makes sense. Although in summer all of China can get very hot, in the winter the differences are decidedly marked. So much so that the swallows of northeastern China will often migrate south for the winter to China's tropical island Hainan, China's equivalent of Hawaii.
Meanwhile, Southerners are still stuck inside in their brightly coloured pyjamas.
Haha, thankfully we're coming to you from the north today, which means we don't have to wear padded clothes, but also David doesn't really have any excuse for this outfit.
This is because it's winter. It's a little bit cold. So, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, remember to like, subscribe, let us know what you think, let us know what you want to see. We love hearing from you, and we also love it when you remember to
Keep it open. See you next time.
Bye.